Da-da-da. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Real Reds Talk, an authentic football fan channel made in Manchester. Rodrigo medical complete, signed, sealed, delivered. He's packed his bags. He's been on the Jet2 website. Apparently, he's told Mike on the beach that he's moving to United. He's wearing a red top on pre-season, and he's been sending voice notes, apparently, that say, "Yeah, mate, I'm signing," and that's mint. So take that for whatever you will. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but Rodrigo's basically a done deal. From what you've been seeing online, utter nonsense, fellas. Utter nonsense. In actual news, what we're going to discuss is some half-decent stuff and half-decent meh, but we'll see what the lads make of it. Onana injured. Hamstring injury. Don't know how a keeper gets a hamstring injury, but he is injured. We'll speak about that. Sancho severance package. Again, not sure on the terminology, but we'll speak about the Juventus situation. I've put on the graphic there Mbeumo in for 2050. I reckon that could happen by then. And also the first 5 fixtures of the season we will discuss, lads, because I think it's coming up very shortly. Pre-season starts soon, and I want to discuss, kind of going into that, how we're feeling, etc. And, of course, everyone else in the chat as well who's joining us, whether you are watching live or later on, get involved in the chat. Sam, Civir, Shreyas, how are we, lads? Hot?
I mean, for Shreyas, this is fuck all, isn't it?
It's a rhetorical question for Shreyas. It's always hot in India, so it's kind of like, we take that. But here, it's 30 bang on at the minute, innit, in England?
Yeah. Just add like 10, 12 to it.
Yeah. So 30 is probably like what, chill for you, innit, I'd imagine?
Yeah.
30 in Nigeria is like 8 a.m. in the morning. It's like 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. That's when you get 30.
Yeah. I remember my mate telling me, my mates, they got back from Las Vegas recently, and he was saying, like, even in the morning, it's like 35, 37, and you're like, what on planet? Like, what the fuck is that about? Waking up to that kind of heat would destroy me, honestly. I struggle with, like, 2 weeks of heat me.
Nick can't go to India, and he can't go to Nigeria, then. That's
It wasn't on my list, but yeah, who knows? You never know in life, do you, I suppose? I'll tell you one person who can't go somewhere, that is André Onana, and that is because he's pulled his hamstring, apparently. So, is it Mike Critchley? Mark Critchley? I always get his name wrong.
Mark Critchley.
Mark Critchley. Sorry, Mark. Mark Critchley from The Athletic. Very good journalist. André Onana is set to miss Manchester United's pre-season tour with a hamstring injury. He will now work towards returning to fitness for United's Premier League opener against Arsenal. And we also had a bit of an added on saying we because of the situation, basically, and with Bayern kind of failing to make a strong impression as the backup, the club is actively pursuing alternatives, with John Victor emerging as a potential target. Now, I'm not going to ask you, lads, for any kind of really detailed analysis on John Victor, because let's be honest.
I've done research, so...
well, go on then. You put yourself on the spot now. Go.
So, why has he come to prominence, basically? So I've done some research, and Mark Critchley just happened to have wrote a bit of stuff on him. So shout out to Mark Critchley's info. So keeping shots out is his main sort of ploy. That's what he's very, very good at. So there's a metric called expected goals on target, which basically quantifies the quality of on-target shots, and then you extrapolate how good their shot stopping is from that. Okay. So John Victor, should I say, recorded an XGOT differential of 8, which means he prevented 8 more goals than the average goalkeeper in the league, which pretty decent, I would say. For context, the best in the year in the Brazil that year was a Fluminense keeper called Fabio, who had 14.4. But already this campaign, he's prevented 3.3 after just 11 games. So he's doing pretty well. The best performer in the Premier League last year was Edison with 5.0. So he outperformed Edison. Obviously, it's in the Brazilian league, but you get the idea. He's also very good. His shot positioning is composed and grounded. He stays balanced before reacting, which we've not seen from Onana at all. And he could explode with the ball control. He also can make adjustments before shots, which is interesting. He also is tall. He's athletic. His footwork is very, very good. It's very clean, and he's very consistent movements, especially over the past 2 seasons. So yeah, sounds really like a really good, interesting goalie from the sort of report there.
Well, John Victor analysis from Sam was not my bingo card, but we'll take it. There you go. Take that for what you want, metrics and stuff. There is one very important metric with me that I'm looking at instantly, and that is how many mistakes have they made in the calendar year. That's what I want to know. If they are not prone to making mistakes, that is certainly a start with the goalkeeper. Now, I think it goes without saying, lads, that most of us would be happy if we had not a replacement, but let's just say a second goalkeeper who's worthy, like a Romero, let's say, for example. But from the general consensus, and when we've spoken on this channel at least before, Bayern doesn't seem to convince people either. So this goalkeeper situation at the moment, Chive, with your gut feeling, do you feel like it's going to be a massive problem this season again?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, how can you not feel that way based on what we've had? Well, based on what we've witnessed already. Bayern, I think he hasn't gotten like a fair shot. He's had a handful of performances, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he hasn't had too many performances.
A lot of them have been.
Last season, he had 10 games last season.
10 games.
Yeah.
And he's been really, really good at times and really, really crap at other times. And I mean, there's a lot of things that could come into play. If you're a reserve keeper, timing, I don't know. Basically, I can't trust him 100%.
Yeah.
And this guy, I don't know, people with two first names, there's just something about them. Like,
right.
Victor Moses.
Right. Chivy, they can't be black. They can't have two first names. Is there anything else that they're not allowed to have when they come to United? Like, this is getting a long list, Chivy.
Yeah.
I'm just joking around. But yeah, I mean, I don't know the guy. Hopefully, with the goalkeeper situation, I would have preferred us to get someone that's a little bit more experienced, more familiar with Europe. I'm not saying Jan Sommer, but then someone similar of that ilk, like an older. I prefer a much older goalkeeper, someone who's been there for years, who can command the area, who has the respect of the defenders, that sort of thing. Not someone who's just come in. I don't know how old this Victor John guy is.
Can I clarify? Is it John Victor or Victor John?
I think it's John Victor. I think it's John Victor.
Are we positive?
Yeah.
I've only just heard his name now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I just prefer an experienced goalkeeper. What about the guy who was in the academy, who's in?
He's going now. He's gone somewhere. Napoli, is it?
Right. Okay. Yeah, just something like that.
Milinkovic-Savic. You talk about?
Yeah.
That one. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't think it feels anyone with any sort of, assurances going into the new season. I mean, it still just seems like it's just going to be a roll of the dice,
Yeah, I agree. It's interesting, Shreyas. Are there any keepers on the market? Obviously, we spoke about Victor John Victor, double name and all that. By the way, on a double name, we have had a player called Gary Neville who was all right. So, kind of.
Well, what you remember what his dad was called?
Neville.
Yeah.
Neville. Legendary shit.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. Any keepers on the market you would take a punt at in a minute, Shreyas?
From what I heard, Lemons was someone who I think was, regarded quite highly when we first got linked to him. And I thought if you can, get someone like him, not someone not someone that a lot of people know about, but these sort of signings who can come in and at least, just see us out for like a 2 or 3 year period, because it's not a great market when you look at keepers right now. Mainan is probably the only one who you look at and go that he's a very sound keeper, but
Nick, are we not that same thing? Sorry.
And Shreyas clocked what he said. I don't know if Shreyas has clocked what he said.
I know we're desperate for goalkeepers, but I don't think we're taking Andreas.
No.
Who?
You said something, it sounds like your nan. Like, it sounds like you said your nan, as in your nana, as in your nana. It's a Manc phrase or an English phrase.
Yeah, obviously, you mean the goalkeeper Megnan, innit? But obviously, people say you went my nan. Sorry. I don't even know if that's in India. Did it say nano, grandma? Is it like what's the word for like your mum's mum?
Yeah, we call it nana.
Right. Okay. Right. Apologies because that threw me off completely. Then. Yeah. I saw Chivy straight away and I knew instantly what he was going on about. Sorry, Megnan from AC Milan, of course.
Yeah, but
sorry.
I don't really know much right now when it comes to the market. That there's a lot of good keepers around right now. 1 sec.
You alright? You good?
Yeah, 1 sec. I just got a call.
Connection.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think.
Is his nana calling? Is his nana calling him?
Right, sorry, your nana's alive, isn't she, Shreyas?
Yeah.
Okay. Just had to check that.
Yeah.
Say, are you trying to sign me up to United? What's going on? Yeah. Sorry, I will let you finish your point. Go on.
Yeah, but I think if you want to, secure that position and you want to go in for a keeper, and again, if you're, going to be forking out 45 to 50 mil, it should be someone that you can actually rely on. That you can guarantee you some sort of security in that back line.
It can't.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. What's it? Oh.
Yo, please, I'm fighting. Like I'm literally fighting.
I think in order to move on, we'd have to move on from the goalkeeper thing, from the Megnan and the minor. But I appreciate there is some experienced goalkeepers.
I mean, if it's his nan, it's definitely experience. They're very experienced if it's his nan. That's like 50, 60 years worth of experience.
Even he'll do a better job than Onana.
Yeah.
You're probably right. Right. So it actually wouldn't be a bad option. Did not have that on my bingo card.
Who was that? You remember we did that game years ago where you had a goalie who was like 50. Was he 46?
No, I think he was nearing 50. That Greek keeper.
Oh shit!
That's
what was that from? How do we end up getting it? Was it like a generator thing again? Was it?
Is it flags?
Yeah, country generator.
Flags.
Yeah.
Flags. Yeah, you're right. Okay, wow, that seems like a fucking lifetime away.
Yeah, that was a while ago. That.
Last thing on this goalkeeper thing, because I need to regain some composure. Should this be prioritised, or should have been prioritised, maybe just below the striker situation? Because when I speak to, whether it's, my mates as United fans or whatever, and I say, well, when going into this market, why have we not put this right up there with the striker? Why do you think they haven't? Anyone going on that?
Money. The money needed to be spent on the forward line because we had zero anyone worth of scoring last year, and they obviously wanted to completely change that over. Cunha's coming in Mbeumo, hopefully, if it doesn't drag on for the rest of the fucking summer. Coming in, obviously they're looking at a striker, possibly, so they wanted to change that entire front line to make sure we've got goals next season, because I think if you don't have goals, we're kind of screwed. Like, obviously Onana might make mistakes, but if we're not scoring goals, we can't even win games if he does make a mistake. So I think that's why they've chucked all the money at that to get that sorted. And then I think the next bin will be either goalie or maybe midfielder. I don't know. Somebody in the chat said something.
No, he's just good.
He just can't.
I'm trying not to even look at him like.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm
gonna block Discord. Just block that.
No, do you know what? Because when I slide my thing over, it's got the Discord there, and when I move it the other side, it's the OBS. So I can't escape your faces. They're everywhere wherever I look. Right, I'm a professional. You can do this, Nick. We can move this. I agree with that situation. However, I'm thinking, how much is a goalkeeper actually going to cost you? Because I don't think it's going to be that expensive, is it? Like,
depends on who you go for. You can get it under 20. I think it is also, it is lack of homework as well from United in certain areas. You can look at the goalkeeping spot, and like you can even see in the striker position as well that, Delap was perhaps their first choice. But since he's moved on to Chelsea, it's all just names that, Ekitike, Gyökeres, and you hear the likes of Osimhen, but we all know that all three of them are way beyond the budget. So I think it has to do with lack of homework in certain areas as well.
It worries me, to be honest with you. I would put it right up there with almost with the striker, because the one thing we all kept saying last season was we've got a goalkeeper who lets in too many goals, and we've got a striker who can't score. Is that not a similar level of priority?
I suppose you can say that, and I agree with you, Nick, because with the goalkeeper situation, it's one that we can kind of just get a stopgap. Like you can't get a stopgap striker.
Yes, exactly.
But with the goalkeeper situation, it's easier to get someone who just doesn't, makes very little mistakes. That's all we need. We don't need, super world class. But now we can identify one that we can go for in like 2 years' time or 3 years' time. When in the meantime we can get. I'm sure there's a deal to be done somewhere across the 5 leagues in Europe. Like a really shrewd deal that we can find. Some goalkeeper, even if we went for guy, stop it, man. Stop it, man.
You're making it a really shrewd deal somewhere that we can go and get, and I'm instantly thinking that's a deal on the market.
No, man. But yeah, I mean the point
was it. How much did Chelsea reject Mainan for? How much were they?
They was asking for I think 20 million.
Yeah.
Right.
This
so
is
why are we not?
France's number one goalkeeper. We're talking.
Why are we not looking at that? Why is that not an option?
I don't know. This is what I'm saying. I think another one. Ter Stegen's fallen out with Barcelona. I think.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
So there's a situation there. And some people might turn their nose up at like not experienced keepers, but maybe when they're in the 30s. But in reality, like, I think we've spoken about Szczesny multiple times in WhatsApp. Like, he was doing really well in his last stages. Van der Sar did really well in his last stage. Like, I don't know, man.
That's their prime. This is keepers. Well, I don't know about now, but then the way it used to be was their prime was when they got to like 34, 35. Yeah. This is when they were starting to really, really shine. Like, saw that with Schmeichel, saw that with Van der Sar. Even David De Gea got a lot better. When when he first came, it was like 20, 21 or whatever. And keepers tend to age better than the rest of than other positions.
I'd love to know how the hamstring's been pulled. I don't know what he's done. I bet it's something stupid. Just knowing Onana and know where he plays, I bet it's something ridiculous.
I think it's a good thing. It's a positive. I think because it forces us to then consider that position now. Because now we can't just put it to the side. Now we have to act, and hopefully, if we, get the right, if we get the right player to come in,
who knows?
Yeah, who knows, man?
Yeah, Fabrizio Romano. Here we go. We'll see what happens soon. Right, I'm gonna.
Reckon Bain did 2-footed him in training.
Well, hamstring would suggest to me a lot of the time that's like an impact kind of you're overstretching or overrunning or something in it, and that's why I'm just like I don't know what he's been doing, but.
Maybe he was doing sprints or something, and he's tweaked it.
But it does. I don't think they're going to bring in someone who will just go in straight away. That's what worries me.
Well, who's going to play then? Bender? Is he going to be the number one?
That would worry me almost even more if Bender's starting. Like I get these small sample size. I understand that side of it definitely, and obviously he had a really good performance against Arsenal. But I mean, you watch him against Newcastle, he was fucking awful. Was it? Tottenham. What game was it now? Where
Tottenham was awful.
Where he pinched it off him, he didn't even trap it in his hands.
Villa.
Yeah.
That was like, what the fuck are you doing as well? Like, lucky that didn't end up thinking.
Tottenham Cup game as well. Him and Forrester just having a competition. Dodger. He was the worst keeper in the game.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Did not fill me with confidence. And I guarantee right now, by the end of August, start of September, we'll all be sat here going, we should have addressed that goalkeeper situation. I can see it a fucking mile off. A mile off.
And the first game is Arsenal. Like Arsenal and Bayende as your goalie. Is anybody going? Yeah, we can win this game. Like that's.
I'm not opposed to get. I'm not saying we shouldn't buy another keeper, but
yeah.
I like to give players their chances. Like I like to give them enough time, and especially if they're like Bayende. I mean, the environment was terrible at the club. Like there's so many variables that could happen that could hit a goalkeeper's confidence and stuff like that. So I'm not saying we shouldn't go for anyone, but I would like to give him a game or two just to see how he gets on. But and just to add, I mean, we've been on this goalkeeper thing for quite some time now. So, but just to add, if things didn't go sour, Romero, he would have been. I mean, is he still playing?
I'm not sure. Last I heard, he was in Italy, like a team near the bottom, like Udinese or something like that. I think.
Yeah.
And I think he moved back to South America, or
Yeah, I mean, because that was the best number 2 goalkeeper anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere on the planet, like. Yeah. And if things didn't go sour, who knows, man? Like, what the fuck is Tom Heaton doing? Like, who?
Well, I'm
having the best life, living his best life, mate. Just absolutely chilling, like doing.
Why don't we just? I mean, we're firing, we're sacking cooks and whatever, and this guy is just. What is he doing?
Nothing.
Pre-season thing in it. It's kind of like he's a nice lad, keep him around the team, and he works. But I'm with you on the keeper situation. I just feel like if you're gonna do that mid-season, it's okay. If you're gonna right, let's give this guy an opportunity. It's fine. But if you start with him, you have to stick with him then. And you're locked into a season and you can't change it until January. And by that time, you might be already fucking out of the top 4, top 6 race if we're ever going to get near that anyway. So, I don't know. We'll move on from the keeper situation because, like I said, we've been on it for quite a bit. Sancho, is severance package, is that the right word, lads? Can you just confirm?
Yeah.
Right, okay. I'm just double checking because I felt weird saying that. But this is something that's been mentioned in talks with £4.3 million being discussed in order for him to leave. I'm sure there's been similar conversations with some of our players that we've moved on where we've had to pay a certain amount just to let him go. But apparently from Dimarzio, Juventus are pushing for Jadon Sancho, and there's now been new contacts with United to reach an agreement. Seems to be promising. This whole situation, can you I know Sancho gets quite a lot of shit online, but when you actually put it into perspective, Shreyas, you look at the money that's being spoken about, and United fans will sit there and say, oh, well, just take a pay cut, take this huge pay cut, blah, blah, blah. And I know Anthony has kind of done that. Rashford's willing to do that a little bit. But when it's such a significant pay cut, when you're talking like £5 million, £6 million difference, can you maybe sympathise with that a little bit more? Or are you still more of the point where you're just like, I don't really care, you should just take the money, like, take that cut and go?
I think it differs from player to player. And when you look at Sancho right now, I think even he knows that he's not going to get this sort of wage at any other club but United. So he's trying to get as much as he possibly can out of this deal, because moving to Napoli, moving to a club like Juventus or any other club for that matter, they won't be paying him around 300 grand a week. So even he knows that if he has to move out somewhere, he has to take a pay cut, and he's trying to milk any club for as much as he possibly can. And possibly he'll be taking around a wage cut of around 50 to 100k per week. So from the player's perspective, it's a massive cut, no doubt about it. But I think more of a fault lies at United's end on this because of the weight of the contract that they gave to Sancho from the get-go, the way they structured the deal, because it wasn't a situation where Sancho achieved something and then he got this sort of a deal that he hit the ground running, he had a really good season, and then he's been rewarded with an extension or with a sort of a salary bump or something like that. He came in and he was awarded with that sort of a contract, and he never really settled into the team. So having a player on those sort of wages, and then not just having him underperform, but on top of that not really able to find himself a spot in this team or in this front three, made it even more of a problem for us to accommodate someone like Sancho. So in hindsight, you can say we really, when it comes to United and the board and the people who were, involved in the deal at that sort of a time, at that sort of point, it is more on them. I can't blame Sancho more on it, because we were the ones who were awarded with that sort of a transfer fee, with that sort of a wage.
I agree. Do you think he would do well over in Italy, Civir? Do you think he's someone who would adapt to, would kind of maybe suit Juventus? Because Juventus always seem to do these kind of signings, don't they, where it's, I don't know how to explain it. Someone who seems to have maybe fizzled out a little bit, and they pick up on it, and they seem to like get the career going again. And also, do you think it's maybe the last chance saloon for Sancho to really get his career back up and going? You think about the World Cup coming up as well in a year's time. I'm not saying by any stretch of imagination he'll be involved in that, because it's been a while because he's been out of the picture. But is he something still there maybe that people can hang on to as a player?
I think it's done. And this is coming from someone who actually raised Sancho. I really rate him, But I think it's done. I don't think we're ever going to get that Sancho from Borussia Dortmund we had before he came. But as far as Italy, I think he'll do okay. I think he'll do well. We've seen that happen so many times when players go to Italy and they seem to get better. It's not like the league is not like that league is weaker than ours. It's just a lot more technical and slightly, and the pace is it's not as quick as in England. So you have more time. The game is more IQ than physical, than physical attributes. So I think he'll get on well. I think he'll adapt, but I don't think we're. I wish him the best. I really hope he kind of comes back, for one last hurrah. But I just don't see it happening. I don't. Juventus is not like holiday. Like those fans, like Italian fans, like they're not patient. Like you have to hit the ground running and you have to win them. Because if you don't, like it's going to be bad, and you're black as well. Like for like the patience. Yeah, we don't get the patience we get is not the same. Like Osimhen did everything for Napoli, and look how it ended. Like,
I think Lukaku as well, struggled with some
things, yeah. Italy, like they don't mince their words. Like you have to really appreciate the fans. You have to show that you're here to play, and it's not a cakewalk at all. So I don't think I think we've seen it. I think we've seen it with Sancho. To be honest, I think we've seen the best. Hopefully, by some miracle, he can kind of regain that confidence. But I think it's a confidence thing. There's so many things. I don't see it happening. To be honest.
Yeah. I'll get into the comments in a minute, I promise you, because there's quite a few people in the chat. Please do smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. On Sancho, Sam, the Chelsea situation was interesting, wasn't it? Because when we see a loan situation, it can work out one way or another. You've seen what happened with Antony. Goes there, does well. It maybe looks like a deal can get done, or at least his reputation's up there where he's gauging interest. It still seems like there's interest there. Do you think what he done at Chelsea on loan was enough?
Me personally, no, but maybe they saw something in games that they can work with and they think they can get something out of him. He had one good game at Dortmund when he went alone, that semi-final, and then after that, didn't really perform. I think he got took off in the second leg, didn't he, at half-time? So there was that, and then he's had one or two games for Chelsea, but apart from that, I just don't think he's shown up. Like same with Rashford, like he had one or two moments for Villa, but apart from that, wasn't really fantastic. It's a conflict, isn't it? Because yes, the old regime, is it Arnold and Murta who got him in? Or was it Woodward?
Sancho, you're on about?
Yeah. So obviously they were offering stupid contracts left, right, and centre, same as Woodward, basically. So that contract should never have been given to him. Like that should never have been given to him. At the same time, as a player, if somebody offers you that contract, you're going to take it. Like, why would you not? But then he has been like this whole thing about freedom and stuff like that and being held down. Then if that's what you want, freedom, surely you're going to take an opportunity to get out of there. Like the Chelsea one, apparently they offered him more money than what Cole Palmer, Nicola Jackson gets, something like that. But it's more money than basically most of the top Chelsea stars get, and he said no to it. So if he's that interested in freedom and getting out and expressing himself, then why didn't he take it? It's clearly about money, like because that's what he wants. So if it's about money, then we know what has to happen for him to go. Either a club has to offer him the wage that he's after, or we're gonna have to pay him off. It's going to be one of those two things. Otherwise, we know he's quite happy to sit on the bench and take his money and not play. We know that. So that's what's going to have to happen.
It's weird when you remember the Sancho that was at Dortmund, and I know it's so long ago now. You're talking 5 years ago? Probably about right, 4 or 5 years ago. And the amount of freedom that he was playing with and confidence. And I think Dortmund really suited him tactically. I think he had a Hakimi behind him, didn't he? On the wing back, he was bombing forward, and
Haaland up front.
Haaland up top, he was linking up with. Like
Royce did quite well alongside him.
Marco Royce, Royce.
Like a really good tactical fit, wasn't it?
Can I just ask something to what you said? One of the questions they asked Sam about Sancho, like with Italian clubs, like with certain clubs, I don't think they go off just what you've done recently. I think they look at like your qualities and they see what you can bring to the team rather than, he didn't play well with Chelsea, so that's not, We've seen that happen so many times in the Serie A where they take, who knew Mkhitaryan or Damian or all these other guys, Ashley Young. I mean, they didn't leave with glowing resumes when they left the Prem. But then by the time they look at Scott McTominay, how did that happen? His resume wasn't the best.
It's Scott McTominay now, by the way. Just that's what
Do you see suit at Wimbledon?
Oh, mate.
You know, he's gone to Italy and now he's like fucking balling out of control with his fashion.
Talking premium level, premium materials, Americanos in the morning, fucking you know.
That was a bit much, but but I think they look at the qualities of what a player can bring, and then they go for them. So it's different from. I just thought I'd just add that because it's not you'd be wondering what does this manager see in this player? Why would you even do that? And then you'd see the results. And Italy is the best place for players like this to go and to exhibit their skills. So maybe they've seen something and they think he can add something there.
I think it wouldn't surprise me at all, genuinely, if he went there and did relatively well, because the history will show you the amount of United players that have gone and done well. It's there for everyone to see.
Chris Smalling.
Smalling, Alexis Sanchez, even when he was shit for us, went there and done well. There's loads. Lukaku went there and done fucking really well. The list is endless. If Maguire went there now, it'd be one of the best defenders in the league. Right now. 100%. Right, let's go to the comments. Sid the Whistle, I turned down a barbecue this evening as I'm already cooked. If we got our midfield and defence sorted, it shouldn't matter who we have in goal. I disagree. If you have an error-prone keeper, that'll keep popping up. You could have a...
Yeah. It also makes the defenders in front of him nervous. If you know you got a goalie who's willing to put one in, they're nervous because they know they can't trust the goalie if it goes back. Yeah. So that makes them nervous, so that it affects the whole sort of dynamic.
One thing that sticks in my head is the game against Victoria Pleasant where Onana and De Ligt, and he's just gives it straight to him. Things like that it just doesn't seem to be going out of his game.
The Dorgu one as well. Do you remember? Dorgu's going and there was nobody knew what they were supposed to be doing, who was coming for it, and it just ended in disaster. And everybody was blaming Dorgu for it, and it's just what do you expect him to do? The goalie should come and claim that.
Yeah. Gadiso says, will United really go for another goalkeeper this season? Genuinely, do you think yes or no right now? Gut feeling as it stands.
Yes.
I think
the injury, for sure.
Yeah, because of the injury, yes.
100%.
I don't think they will.
What? You don't think?
No.
No,
I don't think. I think being there will start, or they'll start pushing that. That's what I think. I might be way off, but it wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, it's your opinion. So.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be like a Martinez type, like a big signing. I think it'll be like a guy who's meant to be second goalie and to try and compete with Onana. I think it'll be that level.
Well, we did put a question up at the start of the show, which quite a few of you have answered, so thank you for that. But 32% said Bayern, 7% said Heaton, 46% said Vitek, and 14% said other. Name them in the chat. So obviously they've got other people in mind. Debasis is one of them who said, I think giving Vitek a chance is better. John saying all Sancho can hope for is okay. His mentality and professionalism is poor, so he won't light up any league. In his head, he's a superstar. In reality, he's just a normal player. If Amorim backs Onana, should we? No, just because a manager. I won't blindly back a player, especially when I've watched his performances. I've seen enough of that. That's a thing.
We know Amorim loves Mason Mount, but we know he's injury prone. So I like, as much as he likes him, he can't be relied upon. So I wouldn't agree with that either.
Yeah. I really don't want to do this next bit because it's just I'm sick of fucking speaking about it.
Just do it quickly. And we'll breeze past it.
Bryan Mbeumo is expected to arrive at Manchester United this week before the squad goes on tour, with a breakthrough negotiations expected in coming days. Like I said, I've had enough of it. So what we're going to do is guess the price, date, and what date he gets signed. So how much will we end up getting Mbeumo? What will we pay for him, do you think, Shreyas?
71.
So 70, is that like a 65 with add-ons or what?
70 mil, then add-ons.
Flat. Oh, you think 70 mil with add-ons?
Yeah, with the way Brentford are negotiating, looks like it.
And would they be wrong to ask for that?
Not really, because even they know, they for a club like Brentford, they know they're not going to be generating as much money from other players, and for them, Mbeumo is perhaps their biggest asset right now, who can be sold. So they're going to ask for as much as they possibly can.
Yeah, interesting. How do we feel about that, Sam? Chivy?
Go on, Chivy.
Before I answer that, Nick, do you think we'll be wrong for walking away from 70 million? Like, if they want 70 million plus, are we going to be wrong for walking away?
It depends what their measurement is. Do you know what I mean? So if they've said, no, we're only going to pay 65, 60, I think you should stick to that for principle out of the ripple effect it's going to have on the thing. But then also at the same time, why spend so long on the deal?
Why spend so long, like, negotiating?
Yeah. It's been 5 weeks, 6 weeks nearly now.
Yeah.
On one player.
Yeah. I don't know. I think maybe it's just a Brentford thing because, like, I from what I understand or from what I've heard, but you guys will probably know more. They're basing it based on other players' sales. So, like, what's the guy that went to
Madueke, João Pedro,
Madueke, all that kind of stuff. They're basing it on that, and I think with negotiations, it's not something that you can. If they feel that they can get 68, if they press, like, it's not a one-way street with negotiations. Like, it takes two. Mm-hmm. So if they feel, okay, maybe we can do 68, but we need to push more and okay, and then cut this here and then add this here, like restructure a deal, like where. Bottom line, I don't think the deal is taking this long because we just don't want to do it. I think it's just when it comes to money, when it comes to restructuring deals so that you can meet certain payments. I think that's what it is. And I don't know, like, I think with this deal, we just need a bit more patience with them. But I would also say if it gets to like 70 mil plus, then maybe that's the benchmark. Maybe we can't, maybe we need to step away from that if it gets to that.
How much is he worth in your mind?
60.
Yeah.
Max. You think 60 max?
Me personally, 60, but that's just me.
The issue is, Sam, who do we pivot to now? Let's say, hypothetically, touch wood it doesn't happen. This deal breaks through and Brentford are being too stubborn. They're saying they want 75 or something, ridiculous. Who do you pivot to? Who do you got? Who would fill you with confidence right now where they go, right, we're not going to go for him. This is who we're going for.
I'd have to do some research and sort of look at players and stuff like that because we've been so focused on him. I've not sort of like.
But we've been so Eze and Semenyo have been names that have been mentioned as well.
I know Semenyo's just signed a new deal, so that's like that'll cost God knows how much. I think they were quoted 70 before he signed the new contract, so that I think you could throw that out the window. Eze, I won't mind. I think Mbeumo is a better player in my eyes, but Eze is a good player. Like, I do like him. But yeah, I'd have to go look and sort of do a bit of sort of scouting and check. But on the other questions, I agree with Chivy. I think it's all about structure at the minute, like how achievable the add-ons are, what the add-ons are, when they would pay out, like what that get up front, all that. That's what's taking the time. I think they both know a deal is going to get done. It's just how it's structured, and that's what's taking time. I don't think it's a case of we want to pay this, well, we want you to pay this. I think they both know how much they both want to pay, but how it's just going to be structured. I think that's what's taking the time. I think it'll end up being about 65. Whether that's 60 with add-ons or 65 flat, I don't know. I think it'll end up being about there, and he'll probably end up coming on Thursday, the day before we fly out for pre-season.
Sorry, Nick, what you read before, you weren't just being sarcastic. Was that like an actual tweet about Mbeumo joining? About Mbeumo joining us?
Yeah, it's a real tweet.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay. I just thought you were being sarcastic. Sorry.
No. Yeah, it's hard to kind of differentiate sometimes, especially when I kick the show off, speaking about Rodrigo and saying, here we go, and it's done deal and all that.
Exactly, that's why.
Yeah, I can forgive you for that. Right, last thing we're going to finish on, lads. The start of the season it'll be here soon, trust me. Within a few weeks, we'll be kicking off against Arsenal at home. We then have Fulham away, Burnley at home, Man City away, and Chelsea at home to start the Premier League season. Shreyas, I know only Cunha through the door at the moment, but we are seeing other things as well. It's not all about just transfers, and I get that. Like, transfers just don't change teams. You have to have things implicated in pre-season as well. There's a lot of stuff around the nutrition and how lean some of the players are looking at the minute and the demands from Amorim and all this kind of stuff, right? In general, are you expecting a different United for the start of this season as opposed to what you saw last season? And how different in your mind?
Again, I think fitness-wise, players do look a lot more fitter than what, if you have to compare it to last season. But again, there are still big holes in that team that need to be filled. There are still big problematic areas that needs addressing. And if we go into next season with, without addressing those areas, it's going to be a similar situation within 1 to 2 games. And if you look at the teams that we are, coming up against within the first 5 of those, Arsenal, not an easy team at all, especially with the way they are strengthening up. And again, they're definitely signing a striker. It's a matter of who they sign by the time they face United. So they are going to be tough.
Shreyas, I've just interrupted. Yeah, I've got a funny, horrible thought. They signed Gyökeres and he scores at Old Trafford against us.
It could happen.
First game, definitely happening. First game,
yeah,
100%. And he does that in front of Amorim. Celebration. Imagine.
Again, it could easily happen. Because, whether it's Sesko, whether it's Gyökeres, or whether it's someone else, it's not going to be easy coming up against Arsenal. It's not going to be easy at all against Fulham as well. Fulham have been a team that have been troubling us for quite some time in the Prem. City is definitely not going to be easy either, especially, Rodri's back. They've got Reinders in midfield. Cherki absolutely hates United as well, so he is going to try and pull up into that game with as much as he can.
Yeah.
So it's not an easy start to the season at all. And if you go into that season with just Cunha, as your attacking reinforcement, you leave the midfield as is with no wing backs either, you're setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah, there could be a huge pile-on at the start, couldn't there, Chivy? If you think about, we lose to Arsenal, the Chivy Derby, as other people like to call it. If that happens, that's going to set the precedent for you then, innit, for the rest of the month. I feel like if we just get battered off Arsenal in the first day, you're almost going to feel like writing the season off straight away.
Jimmy's flying back to Nigeria the day after.
Yeah,
no, it's one game. It's the start of the season. Like, it's, So yeah, I'll be, obviously I'll be disappointed, but it won't like derail my season or anything. To be honest, like I really don't have too much faith. Like, my heart says, always, I always have hope. I'm a United fan and all that. That's what my heart says. But my head just, I know how this guy plays, this manager plays. I don't like it, and I know it can yield results, but I'm from an era where it was more, it was just less more gung ho and more. It's so rigid. So, like, yeah, I hope we get players in that understand this style of play, and then we can do the thing, and and then score goals. But I'm not very confident going forward, especially without any new players in. If he does what he did at Sporting, where it was like we get rid of players, he brings in his players, then maybe there will be something for me to hope for. But then just based on what I've seen, how these guys have no clue what they're doing. It would take them another 12 months to understand anything, because there's only so much you can teach a footballer a certain thing. Like, so the ones here, that midfield, who is it? Is it Bruno? Is it Casemiro? Is it, what's the partnership? Nobody knows. I don't think they know. There's no real partnership for this system that we play. We haven't seen that, like, no consistent partnership there. So unless Mbeumo and Cunha and whoever else comes, and maybe we get one more wing back or something, I don't know. It's just Ahmad and Inshallah. That's what it is.
It feels like, Sam, there could be some, well, maybe there should be some room for tactical kind of flexibility, and I feel like because like Chivy's saying there, it's so rigid, and I'm someone who's always been a fan of that back three system, and I don't know why it is. I see the way other coaches interpret it in different leagues, like whether it's Inzaghi or Nagelsmann or Xabi Alonso by Leverkusen. Like it works well if you do it well and you have the right players, but you really need specific players for that system, and I don't know if he'll get the time for that to happen, to bring all these players in. So would you expect any kind of tactical tweaks yourself? And when you see teams like in the Club World Cup, for example, like PSG 4-3-3, press high, keep the ball, you see those kind of things, does that almost not make you crave it a little bit?
No, I think they've brought in this manager. They know what he's about. He's a back three guy, and this is the way he plays. So why have you brought him in if you're going to be like, no, you're going to play a different way, and we're not going to buy the players to adapt to your system? Like, why would you bring him in?
Can he tweak it, though?
Make sense to... Yeah, of course. There's always tactical tweaks. Like, we know, I don't know if you've, like, I haven't really watched the Club World Cup because point. But I've seen like tactical breakdowns from likes of James Alcott and other people and stuff like that about how Xabi Alonso has tweaked his system.
Yeah.
So even though he's still playing with a back three, he's tweaked it slightly a little bit where Tchouaméni's got a more of a free role. Like when he'll decide when to go back, when to go forward, and he's moved stuff around. But he's now decided that apparently the centre backs he's got are not good enough, and he wants a new centre back. He's saying they're making too many mistakes. So clearly, like, are we saying Xabi Alonso's too rigid, or are we saying he's a class manager? Like, what are we saying?
Well, he was quite fluid though with his approach at Leverkusen.
Exactly. But he's now saying the centre backs are not good enough, and we know Ten Hag is not happy with quite a few players. Not Ten Hag, sorry. Amorim is not happy with. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Amorim is not happy with quite a few of these players. He thinks they're not good enough and they're not working and stuff, which is why he wants backing in the transfer window. So I think there will be some flexibility, because I think he's tried his system and he's worked out what doesn't work, where it needs work, what needs tweaking and stuff in that Premier League, because we got battered in so many games. But we looked quite decent in Europe. It worked quite well in Europe at points. So I think he's worked out what the kinks are. So hopefully when he goes in, he does make slight adjustments to make sure that we're more sort of hard to beat, because we just look like we're easy to beat at times, and then obviously we couldn't score goals. So I think that needs to change. So hopefully with the signings and sort of adjustments he makes, that does change. But obviously we won't know until Arsenal. Like, that'll be the first game where we see has anything changed, because you can say what you want about preseason. Like, how many times do we watch preseason and go, oh, we've looked really good, and then the season starts and we just shit the bed? It's so many times. So if we look world class in preseason, don't take anything from it, because it means nothing. It means nothing.
No.
Do you remember that season where we beat Real Madrid and Liverpool in pre-season?
Yeah.
In America?
We're like, we're fucking winning the league, lads. No, we're not.
The dream.
No, we're not.
Let me just add something to the rigid thing, Sam. I think what I mean by rigid is so it's just the way we line up. It's just, that's it. There's no change. Even if we're under the cosh. We've seen it before, like, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but like, back in my day as an old man, like back then you would have situations where you take off a centre back and put on a striker and change the shape, or you would take, you move things around. There were times when I saw Van Gaal, there was a game, I can't remember this game, we're losing and we really needed a result, and he had Mkhitaryan and Mata come in, and they kind of played almost like quarterbacks, where they were dictating the pitch. We literally were camped in the opposition half, and it was Mata and Mkhitaryan just had the ball the whole time, floating into place, like completely changed it. And then we got a draw, I think we drew. But then it's just things like that. Like, that's what I mean by it. That's the rigid situation I'm talking about. I haven't seen once under Amorim where he's made that kind of change. He believes in his, fair play to him, he believes in his style. He says, we're going to do this until they get it right. And I get that. But there were times when winners, Fergie, Mourinho, like real winners, there are times when they have to dig into that bag and change things to get a result. And I never saw that from him. And this is why it doesn't fill me with confidence. Like, if you want to keep playing this stuff, that's fine. Like, I don't mind that. Like, let them play till they get it. But then when you're under the cosh, when you need a result, I need you to dig into that bag, that brain of yours, the reason why you're so highly rated, as one of the next level managers. And we don't see it. It's just the same thing going on. It's just like for like substitutions, which everybody hates, even when, you're chasing the result and you're just relying on brilliance of a player to actually change the game. And this is the reason why I just think it's a little bit rigid. And just a quick one on the 3 and the back. Everyone plays 3 and the back. Everyone. Even if they line up with a 4, when you're progressing the ball, one of the defenders goes in, but either the left back or the right back. And there's a 3 at the back, so everyone plays it. It's nothing new. We all do that, but then for some reason, we just don't get that extra man in the midfield, and then we look open, and then. So that's what I'm saying. I really hope he gets it correct, and I really hope the players. I'm just going off what I see. Like, I don't have any agenda against the guy. I really hope it works. But my head and my heart are like this. Like, I'm trying to support him, but then I don't see it. So this is why I just mean it's a bit too rigid, and I'd just like to see a little bit more tinkering. That's all.
I agree with you. I also think though you need the options to rotate. So in the forward line, for example, you look at Chelsea. If they're playing against a low block, they're like, right, okay, we can bring in, I don't know, an Nkunku, a João Pedro, someone who's going to move players about in order for Palmer to get some space, or Jackson, for example. Or if you're playing against a team like Liverpool who push up high up the pitch, you want someone running in behind, Pedro Neto, they can draft him in there. That's the kind of player. With us, it was kind of like Garnacho, Rasmus, and that's kind of it. Or if Mount wasn't available.
We were just waiting as well. Waiting for Bruno to do something or Ahmad to do something, because all the rest of the players just weren't doing anything. We had no option. And you look at the bench, it's Sekou Kone, it's Harry Amas, it's do you know what I mean? Just play Chido. You're waiting for a 17-year-old to try and change things because we've not got anyone to come on and do something.
That's fair enough, but then that's my point where it's too reliant on players. It's not reliant. Yeah, but I get that as well. That's the reality. We just don't have the depth to deal with the style of play. If we get the specialists, we've said this so many times, we need hybrids in every single position for the system to work. If we get it, then I think we should be good.
A long way off, innit? It feels like it. Right, we're going to end on this, ladies and gentlemen. So from them 5 fixtures that I've just mentioned, let me remind myself. Arsenal, Fulham, Burnley, City and Chelsea. As it stands right now, how many points do we get from those first 5 fixtures? Let's see who can get the lowest. Do you want me to go first? Because you're all in deep thought there.
Right, should we do it together as a unit, and we'll try and work it out.
Okay, so Arsenal.
So Arsenal. As anybody think we could win that game?
I think that'll be a draw. I think we're definitely capable of drawing.
I think draw. So that's 1 point.
Yeah, 1 point. Fulham away.
We always beat Fulham away. We always beat them. We had Fulham away. We always win, so I'll go for a win.
Do you know how crazy this sounds? Fulham used to be our spanking boys.
Yeah.
Always. How mad is this?
We always do them away. Yeah. It's always a last-minute winner, Craven Cottage.
And it's only 1 goal.
And somehow it ends up 1-0 every single time. I think the past time it's 1-0.
Okay, so 1-0 Fulham, 3 points.
Yeah.
Burnley at home.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, the last time we played them, I was at the game, and I think it was in the cup. It might have been not the Carling Cup, the Carabao Cup. And it was shit. We were they cut us open on the counter so many times. I
remember that Jay Rodriguez won against Ole Gunnar Solskjaer when they won.
Yeah.
I could not believe it.
Guys, what are we doing? What are we doing? We have to win that.
All right, 3 points.
Right, I'm saying draw.
Draw.
No, I'm going to win. Okay, no, I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'll go win. We'll split that.
Burnley at home.
I think win.
Right.
Yeah.
But think of the realm that we're in at the minute. Think the games we lost last season weren't too long ago. We're losing 9 in a row. You know what I mean?
We got lit up by the shit teams last year.
Yeah.
The shit teams.
Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying. I'm thinking with my heart here, because I'm just saying.
Yes.
I can't just accept that we're going to lose it.
I get you.
It's very possible, because if you think about the teams, we beat teams that we're not supposed to beat, and we lost to teams that we're supposed to beat. Literally, This is why, I just can't agree. Like, I'm a United fan. I can't.
Let's go win. Let's go win. Let's go win.
Burnley at home, because the game after that, I think this is where an absolute cooking gets delivered. Man City away at the Etihad with the players they've just signed. I know it's a derby. People will talk about it. I think that's going to be a smoking.
I think we win. I think we beat them.
Disagree.
Anytime we play City away, something happens. We do something.
Yeah, something mad.
The thing is, the most important point is whenever we go...
Pogba, Garnacho, Ahmad, Rashford, something happens every time.
I agree. I agree. But I think this is a tall order. So
have you seen their team?
I agree.
Yeah.
This is what we do, Jimmy. As we've been
exactly.
This is what we do. We do this.
Yeah, this is okay.
We could lose to Burnley the week before and then go to City and win.
Yeah.
Like, we do that. That's what we do all the time.
Yeah. That's what he does.
Like, you look at their team, and you see us not really having a chance. You go Rodri and Reinders and Cherki in midfield, and I can still say it with confidence that we could go into that game with a midfield of just Casemiro, and we might just end up with the
Ollie ball. That's what it'll end up being. Transitional football. I think it's be cooking, but I'll take. I'll say win. A win. That's fine.
I'll take a draw. What are we voting on?
I think win.
Shreyas.
Win. Like, so it's 2-1-1.
Okay.
So
I'll go with that.
So you say you're going with a win as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to make.
And then Chelsea at home, draw. I would say
draw.
Yeah, draw. Yeah.
Always draw against Chelsea. Always shit games.
It's never a good game against Chelsea. Every time we play them, it's fucking shit.
Yeah.
It's always shit, especially at Old Trafford. Always.
So
shit.
we don't lose one game in 5.
I just thought about that now. That is mad. Like,
I did say we'd lose to Burnley. I did say we'd lose to Burnley.
That is mad. We're losing one of them.
Just saying.
So that'd be 1 point, 4 points, 7, 10, 11 points from the first 5 games.
Fuck.
Top 4.
No way that's happening.
I think it's 8 points. I think it's 8 points from the first 5 games. I think that's what we're getting.
The thing is, because it teams that you're facing Arsenal, you're facing City and Chelsea. If it was you're facing Palace, Bournemouth, and
we're getting battered. Every single
Newcastle, just like all the bogey teams basically that we don't want to play. St James's Park first day, you're like, oh fuck off, I can't be asked for that.
Like St James's Park, and then Bournemouth at home, where we always lose to Bournemouth at home, and then Brighton away, where we always get battered.
Palace away at home, we always struggle.
Yeah.
I think Nick jinxed us with the Bournemouth thing, because ever since he started that bottling thing,
it's your fault, Nick.
Hey.
Ever since, do you remember? Ever since he started that bottling, I don't think we won one.
Butlin's FC.
It's quite embarrassing, isn't it?
Butlin's FC, yeah.
It's quite embarrassing, to be honest with you. And more so, I mean, the fact we always get slapped off them, no matter what period they're in.
Yeah. It's 4-0, isn't it? It's always 4-0 against Bournemouth. It's always 4 goals.
Against a seaside team, you're like, what on earth is going on here? Like, it's fucking embarrassing. Sorry to any Bournemouth fans, but do leave your predictions in the comment section for us. Those first 5 games, how many points do we get? Are you as optimistic as some of the lads here, or do you think it's going to be a lot worse than that? Let us know in the comment section. Leave a like on the video for us. Subscribe to the channel. This has been, I don't know what we call Saturday shows nowadays, just Saturday chat. Let's just call it that. It's been a Saturday conversation about football. Hopefully, we get some fucking news coming soon, because we need it. We need Mbeumo in. We need to sort this goalkeeper situation out, because I don't think there's going to be much confidence heading into the season if we don't. So, yeah, for any further updates, Instagram, X, you know where we're at, Real Reds Talk. Check us out on socials. If you are a member as well, we dropped a members video where me and Sam did Premier League roulette, and we created our own kind of 11-a-side teams, and I got some absolute stinkers in the midfield. I was
going to say, let's just say it came out very one-sided.
Yeah, honestly, state of my midfield, relegation fodder. But yeah, go check that out. Appreciate all the support, the members. Just one last thing as well, we could put it in the chat. We are raising money for my Auntie Carol's funeral on a GoFundMe page. Obviously, we said before that we don't expect anyone to donate. I get life's tough with financials and stuff. So any shares are appreciated. If you can donate and you have 2-3 quid, really, really appreciated. I think it's raised about 1,200 quid so far, which is amazing. So yeah, I will leave the link in the bio or the chat.
It's in the description, and I'll put it in the chat now. Here we go.
Awesome.
There we go.
Yeah. Anyone who could donate, really appreciate it. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for Sunday Social. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to Shreyas, Civir and Sam.